The past leadership positions held by Honorable Oboth-Oboth Jacob as Cabinet Minister, State Minister, Member of Parliament, Chairperson of committees, and civil servant have significantly shaped Honorable Oboth-Oboth Jacob and prepared him for service as Speaker. Honorable members, the person I present to you today for election as your Speaker in the 12th Parliament of Uganda, Honorable Oboth-Oboth Jacob, has been endorsed by the NRM Party and His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and other senior national leaders, and has, since his announcement of his candidature for the office of Speaker, received support from amongst members of Parliament across the political divide and the general public. This endorsement reflects confidence in his ability to lead the 12th Parliament effectively. I therefore have the honor to nominate Honorable Oboth-Oboth Jacob for election as the Speaker of the 12th Parliament of Uganda. And I do this for God and my country. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
The candidate nominated, and I now invite you to make a statement accepting the nomination, and you have only 1 minute to do so. Let's adhere to the time. I don't have the privilege in Parliament to switch off the microphone, but I hope we stick to the time.
My Lord the Chief Justice, honorable members, it is with deep humility, a profound sense of honor, and unswerving resolve to uphold your trust that I accept this nomination to serve as Speaker of this august House.
Any other nomination? Kindly, when you propose, continue to make the statement about your candidate.
Your Excellency, the President, my Lord, the Chief Justice, and honorable colleagues, my name is Chirumira Hassan, Member of Parliament representing Katikam South. I stand here to move a motion under Rule 5 of our Rules of Procedure that the Honorable Mwiru, MP Jinja South Division East, take a chair of Parliament as the Speaker. I beg to submit. My Lord, the Honorable Mwiru, I present before you is the best of our candidates for Speakership of the 12th Parliament, the Republic of Uganda. Honorable Mwiru is a lawyer holding a bachelor's degree in law from Makerere University, a diploma in legislative drafting from the International Law Institute, diploma in law from our Law Development Center. The Honorable Mwiru was a member of the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee in the 9th and the 10th Parliament of Uganda. He served as the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee in the 9th Parliament. The Honorable Mwiru served as the deputy spokesperson for the Forum for Democratic Change and is now the focal person in the National Unity Platform for Busoga West. His candidature is premised on 4 pillars, but I'll deal with the 2, and the remaining 2 shall be dealt with by the seconder. First is the restoration of the rule of law in Parliament. Honorable Mwiru Paul, our candidate for the position of speakership, will uphold accountability and the rule of law by ensuring budget discipline, stamping out wasteful expenditure, redirecting money for donations and corporate social responsibility to parliamentary committees where members actually do the work for Parliament. This will be done through internal resource reallocation without increasing the overall budget of Parliament. To ensure accountability to the public, he will ensure adoption of the public disclosure policy where Parliament will periodically publish its output and attendant costs so that the public can appreciate and hold their leaders to account. Secondly, equity and inclusivity. The Honorable Paul Mwiru I present before you, his candidature is premised on treating all members of Parliament fairly and equally. He will ensure that there is equity and inclusivity in the welfare of the members of Parliament and staff the Parliament and standardized benefits. I present before you the Honorable Paul Mwiru for God and my country. I submit.
Thank you so much. Let me have the seconder.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, honorable colleagues, my name is Sarah Luansasula, and I am the woman representative for the people of Jinja City. In accordance with Rule 5, Clause 8, I also associate myself with Honorable Chirumira, and I am here to second Honorable Mwiru Paul to be the Speaker of the 12th Parliament. In addition to what the nominator has said, Honorable Mwiru will be responsive of the aspirations of Ugandans, and this he will do by ensuring that funding of government programs is increased to match the increased population growth. He will also ensure that the talk about the 10-fold growth strategy is matched with resource allocation. Honorable Mwiru is competent, is exemplary, and accountable, so he brings such leadership to the 12th Parliament as a Speaker. Under his leadership, he will cause the reduction of funds to consumptive expenditure and invest more in capacity building of members and staff. In addition, resources will be reallocated to parliamentary committees so that members are adequately enabled to conduct oversight at committee level. Honorable Mwiru will cultivate a habit of budget discipline to ensure that funds are spent only on what they have been budgeted for. All members will be aware of what has been allocated to specific activities so that they can hold his leadership accountable. Dear members, Honorable Mwiru is a man of integrity. He's a man who does what he says should be done. I urge you all to see Honorable Mwiru Paul fit to be our Speaker for the next parliament. This parliament, the 12th parliament. I submit.
Okay, let me have it. The rules.
Your Excellency, the President, my Lord, the Chief Justice, honorable colleagues, I take the singular honor to accept the nomination for the chair of the Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any other nomination? Please nominate and continue to make the statement.
Your Excellency, the President, my Lord the Chief Justice, my name is Oboth-Oboth, Member of Parliament for Tochi, County Inomoro District. I rise under Rule 5, subsection 8 of the Parliamentary Rules of Procedure to move that the Honorable Nobert Mao, Member of Parliament for Laro Peche, do take the chair of this Parliament as the Speaker. My Lord the Chief Justice and honorable members, let me give a brief background and qualification of the Honorable Nobert Mao. Nobert Mao was born in 1967 to a mother from Isinjiro and a father from Gulu. He spent most of his formative years in Jinja and had most of his secondary education in the central region. That is why he is commonly referred to as Uganda made simple. My Lord, Nobert Mao had a humble childhood in Lacho and Bobo, where he benefited from the kindness of many. Some of them were total strangers. As a little boy, he had a goat, helped on the farm, and worked as a cobbler, bicycle repairer, and as an apprentice to a tinsmith. His primary school then had no P7 class, but on account of his natural brilliance, he went on to do his primary leaving examination at Magwa Primary School, from where he moved on to Wairaka College for 2 years, and then went to Namilyango College, where he sat for both his O and A-level examination before joining Makerere University. His exceptional communication and interpersonal skills, leadership skills, were recognized early by his peers. While in primary school and even at secondary level, he participated in many debates and seminars where he excelled on account of the courage, clarity, and conviction with which he presented his case. At Makerere University, he was elected president of the Student Guild at a time when coming from northern Uganda carried a big stigma. He overcame that stigma and rallied students to champion a campaign against the World Bank-inspired policy, referred to as Structural Adjustment Program. But in reality, it required government in underdeveloped countries to to drastically reduce spending on health, education, and livelihood. The bywords of those policies was cost sharing. The fierce disagreement with the government led to a strike in which 2 students lost their lives and many were seriously injured when the police was deployed on campus on the 10th December 1990. One of those who was seriously injured was our own late Speaker Jacob Olanya. May his soul rest in peace. The Honorable Mao is ever a bridge builder and peacemaker. Nobert Mao, at just 23 years old at that time, reached out to State House and secured an appointment to meet President Museveni, who received a student delegation led by Mao to discuss how to balance other national priorities with the need to ensure access to higher education for students from poor families, the so-called needy student. That conversation laid the foundation for continued government sponsorship of students in universities alongside private sponsorship. Finally, my Lord the Chief Justice, Honorable Nobert Mao has education, experience, skills, and connection locally and internationally to unite this House to deal with crises of confidence facing the members, leaders, and the institutions of Parliament. Nobert Mao is a senior advocate of 32 years standing. He has an undergraduate law degree from Makerere University and a postgraduate diploma in legal practice from the Law Development Center. He has an associate Bachelor of Arts degree and a Master's of Arts degree in Development Studies from Uganda Matters University. He has a Master's of Dispute Resolution and a certificate in International Commercial Arbitration from Pepperdine University, USA. In addition, he was a 2003 World Fellow at Yale University, USA. My Lord, the Chief Justice, Nobert Mao is the President General of the Democratic Party and until recently, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs in the government of Uganda. Having been appointed following a cooperation agreement between the National Resistance Movement and the Democratic Party, Nobert Mao believes in managing our differences through concessional democracy, where we use points of agreement as foothold to find consensus in areas of disagreement. The candidates I present to you will guarantee the privilege, immunities, and independence of the members of Parliament. There is no better prerequisite for guaranteeing the freedom of debate that representation and oversight demand.
You should be winding up.
Most of like, than having a presiding officer who does not have an overbearing or coercive influence on members and is himself not under the overbearing or coercive influence of anybody. Nobert Mao is a patriot and was a firebrand legislator in the 6th and 7th Parliament. Now returned to Parliament after voluntarily leaving it 20 years ago. He left Parliament and went to serve with the district as the district chair of Gulu District Local Government. That is why he is commonly referred to as Mr. Chairman. He worked alongside others to support the peace process that silenced the guns in the north. in northern Uganda and laid the foundation for post-conflict reconstruction. God has preserved him through many life-threatening situations in order to serve the country he loves for such a time as this. As Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, he has been a champion of alternative dispute resolution, the protection of the intellectual property of the creative and promoter of access to justice in collaboration with the judiciary. As the political head of the Ministry of Justice, he supported the completion of the new building housing many of the justice, law and order institutions, saving government over 30 billion shillings annually in rent. Surely, he will quickly ensure the completion of the new parliamentary chambers so that we don't have to come to Kololo every time we have a grand sitting of parliament. My Lord Chief Justice and honorable members, in conclusion, Honorable Mao, as the current chairman of the summit of the Inter-Party Organization for Dialogue, IPOD, understand what is at stake over the next 5 years and beyond. But at a deeper level, honorable members, Nobert Mao as a candidate for speaker is not the issue. The issue is what is at stake as we elect the speaker. And what is at stake is bigger than any candidate. The NRM has lived with Nobert Mao as Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs for 4 years. Surely, colleagues, NRM can live with Nobert Mao for 5 years as the Speaker. So let us rise above partisan alliance and embrace the gift of Nobert Mao to the NRM and Uganda. Don't ask why Mao, but ask why not Mao. My Lord Chief Justice and honorable member, I beg to move. Thank you very much.
Let me have the seconder. Please, you have 2 minutes. Don't use more than that.
Much obliged. My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice and the honorable members, as per the Rule 5, Clause 9 of the Parliamentary Rules of Procedure, I, Patrick Okello Onguri, the Member of Parliament representing Aswa County in this 12th Parliament, rise on a motion to second the Honorable Nobert Mao to take the chair of this Parliament as the Speaker. I beg to move.
Thank you. The candidate, step forward to state your consent. Please note that as per the rules, you only state your consent to the nomination and nothing else.
Much obliged, my Lord. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, my Lord, the Chief Justice,
The honorable members of parliament, in as few words as it takes, I, Nobert Mao, member of parliament for Laro Peche, hereby consent to my nomination to take the chair as the speaker. Thank you very much. May God bless you.